right, folks, good afternoon. It's a little brisk, a little bit windy Friday afternoon. We're going to go ahead and do some testing on the camera equipment and shoot some test footage and see how this whole program works out. We're going to be riding old private parts there, and we're going to go out into the hills out by the house here and see how things go. So let's go for a ride.
You always got to bark at her, don't you? Yeah.
Alright, folks, this is, I'm hoping that the wind's not blowing these microphones out. This is kind of a view of the upper end, or kind of, well, not really the upper end, but more the central part of Mason Valley. You can see the old Anaconda mine workings. It was a copper mine that was worked from about 1953 up into the 70s, and they're now finally doing some cleanup on it. But kind of a pretty view from up here. All right. This thing does not have a synchro first gear. So when you're downshifting the first gear, you got to pretty much bring it to almost a dead stop. I haven't been up in this area for a while, even though this is right behind my house, and the amount of trash that people have dumped out here recently is just unbelievable. Even Butters doesn't like it. Huh, Butters? Yeah. So looks like I'm going to be doing some cleanup work around here in the near future. So maybe we'll film some of that too. Yeah, where we're at now is a pit that was dug up here. I'm not sure what they were looking for, but I assume that seeing that most everything around here was copper, they dug this in the early 90s and they didn't do too much on it. Didn't last very long, but it's up here just a little bit north of the house.
Smith Valley, you can see the Pine Nut Range off into the distance. Be able to see the complex of the Buckskin Mine. The Buckskin Mine was a gold mine started in the early 1900s, and I don't think it was a huge producer. It produced up in, I think its largest producing year was like 1937, late 30s sometime, and then it was run off and on up until the early 80s. Now, when I moved up here in 1989, there was a mining company over in Sonora, California that was trucking two sets of doubles. Basically, it was a dump truck and a transfer over the mountain from Sonora, California, over the Sierras, to have the gold processed at the processing plant at the Buckskin. It was cheaper for them to truck the ore over the mountain than to pay, you know, for all the environmental permits and things like that to get a processing plant in California. Plus the fact the one for the Buckskin was already in existence. So they did that for a few years until it was the early 90s sometimes when they stopped doing it. Or at least when I stopped noticing the trucks. Okay, well this is new from the last time I was out here. It appears that somebody must be doing something out here because that no trespassing sign was not here the last time I was here. So, with that being said, when we see the no trespassing signs, time to turn around and go back, because around here in rural Nevada, especially at a mine site, there's a good chance you might get shot at. So I guess thus ends the trip to Buckskin. Okay, we're back at the house now. Puppy Dog and I thank you guys for coming along with us today. We always enjoy the company. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it out to the buckskin, so I couldn't show you guys around that. But we'll come up with something else. There's plenty of other really good stuff to see around here. So thank you guys again for coming along, and we'll catch you on the next one.